Shalom, Israel. Giving the honor and praise to the Most High God, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Mashiach, Yahushua, for the blessing and the reading of His holy word. I missed y'all, Israel. I hope you miss me back. And if you don't, still miss you anyways. Alright, so today's topic is going to be called, We Asked for This Smoke from the Most High. Alright? We asked for this smoke, y'all. Okay, so I don't want to waste no time. Without further ado, I just want to get right to it. Let's kick this thing off. Let's go to 2 Kings chapter 17 and verse 12. 17 and verse 7. Let's get right into this. Spare no time, y'all. Chapter 17 verse 7. Let's see how the Most High gave us this smoke that we asked for. Alright, and we're going to read it on down to about 12. Alright, let's get it. For so it was that the children of Israel had sinned against the Lord. Alright, so it's going to give you a detail, the reason for our downfall. Okay, this is going to give you the reason. The Most High is going to break it down. Alright, let me start again from the top. For so it was that the children of Israel had sinned against Yahweh, their God, which had brought them up out of the land of Egypt, from under the hand of Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and had feared other gods. Verse 8, and walked in the statutes of the heathen. I want you to remember that word. Alright? Remember that word. Whom the Lord cast out from before the children of Israel, and the king of Israel, which they had made. Verse 9, and the children of Israel did secretly those things that were not right against Yahweh, our Father, alright, their God. And they built them high places in their cities, from the tower of the watchman and the fenced city. Verse 10, and they set them up images and groves in every high hill and under every green tree. And there they burnt incense in all the high places, as did the heathen whom the Lord carried away before them, and wrought wicked things to provoke the Lord to anger. Okay, we wrought the Lord to anger, y'all. Okay, so just remember that. We asked for this smoke. Verse 12, for they served idols, wherefore the Lord had said unto them, ye shall not do this thing. Let's stop. Alright, so the Father said we shouldn't do this thing, y'all. And you know we are hard-headed. Okay, we're hard-headed, y'all. Alright, and this is the warning from the Most High. Reading on, verse 13. Yet the Lord testified against Israel and against Judah by all the prophets and by all the seers, saying, turn ye from your evil ways and keep my commandments and my statutes according to all the law which I commanded your fathers, and which I sent to you by my servants the prophets. Okay, so that's what we're doing again today. All right, he's waking up the prophets, and we're trying to plead with y'all to turn and keep the Father's commandments. All right, because things are speeding up, y'all, and you have to prepare yourself. We have to get ready. You have to gird up your loins and get ready for what's to come, because try to get rid of that fear, okay? Because there's a beautiful thing that's going to come after all of this, okay? And it's in our favor. Thus saith the Lord. All right, reading on, verse 14. Notwithstanding, they would not hear, but hardened their necks, stiff neck, y'all, like to the neck of their fathers that did not believe in the Lord their God. Okay, now verse 15, and they rejected his statutes and his covenant that he made with their fathers, and his testimonies which he testified against them, and they followed vanity and became vain, and went after the heathen that were round about them, concerning whom the Lord had charged them, that they should not do like them. We're gonna go on and stop right there, and we're gonna precept it, because we love following our oppressors. This is nothing new under the sun, people. Okay, If we did it back then, we're doing it now. Okay? Let's go to Proverbs chapter 3, verse 31. Let's find out little things that we were doing. Okay? And what the Most High says we shouldn't do. That's what I meant to say. Verse 31. Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways. Alright, now I'm going to just read a little more down. Alright, I'm going to read just a little down, just so we can get an idea of what the Most High is talking about, because he always explained it in great detail, okay? A lot better than I can explain it. Alright, let's just, because it's going to give you an example of certain things we like to follow. Alright, verse 32. For the froward is abomination to the Lord, but his secrets is with the righteous. Alright, so that's the part where it goes into the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. If you want to gain wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, keep his commandments. Alright, you're going to start knowing how to break certain things down into perspective that you never would have known. Alright, I wouldn't have known nothing about this book a few years ago. I wouldn't have known nothing about this book, y'all. All praises to the Father that he put the Spirit upon, men like us, and Brother Mike, you know what I'm saying, Gideon, King Marcus, you know what I'm saying, Queen Carly, Queen Tanya, and other people. You know what I mean? It's a lot of us out here that's got the spirit of Elijah that's trying to wake the people, all right? So we can get up out of here, all right? So moving on. Where were I? Verse 33. All right. The curse of the Lord is in the house of the wicked, but he blesseth the habitation of the just. All right, so I'm going to stop right there, and let's go to Jeremiah chapter 10 and verse 2, because now he's going to break down, just for instance, one of the situations we love to do, okay? All right. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen. The Lord does not care about repeating himself, all right? Because he constantly been telling us this for our own good, y'all. Okay? Let's read. I'm going to start from the top again, and I'm going to just read it on down. He's going to give an example of what we love to follow. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. Now, okay, for instance, I know it because they had me once at this. The signs of heaven, they tell you that Nibiru is going to be coming soon, and it's going to destroy the planet, and the Anunnakis, and blah, 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 and the moon this, and the stars that. The Most High said, be not dismayed at those things. They got to worry about that stuff because it's, got a lot to do with their own, demise. All right, we don't have to worry about those type of things. All we know is we look at the signs of heaven, the new moons, and things of that nature. All right, so now he's finna break it down. Verse 3. For the customs of the people are vain, for one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workmen with the axe. Let's stop. Do that sound familiar, people? Does that sound familiar? If not, let's go on. Verse 4. They deck it with silver and with gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammers that it move not. So far, cut it down. When nowadays, we go to a store and buy it because, you got a lot of Christians want to play dumb. Oh, well, we don't cut it down. We go to the store. Okay, it's still having the same meaning. It's a tree. And we put this thing in our front room, living room, dining room, wherever, and we deck it with silver and gold. And they fasten it to the floor with nails, which now have the little stand you can sit it in. That's still with nails and screws. Okay? Play not super ignorant. I've seen Christians actually play ignorant with this and say, well, they go to Walmart and buy the tree, so they don't count anymore. Dude, you ignorant as hell. Let's be grown-ups about this. You know what the Lord is talking about. If you don't have that type of common sense, then something is wrong with you. Something mostly wrong with you up here. All right? And back in these days, it was a different tree. Today's tree is a pine tree, but in these times, well, it's going to explain it. Verse 5. They are upright as the palm tree, but speak not. So that's a tree. Don't talk or nothing. They must needs be born. That means we got to carry this thing. You know what I mean? It can't carry itself. Because they cannot go, be not afraid of them, for they cannot do evil. Neither also is it in them to do good. So back in the ancient days, I forgot which god it was, but they had a certain god that they said if you didn't sacrifice and give presents unto this certain tree, you know, you will be cursed in so many words, all right? And today, what does that sound like? What that sounds like? Jingle bells, silver bells. That's Christmas, y'all. There's nothing new under the sun, okay? Get out your head thinking you the first one that thought of anything. You haven't thought of nothing that your forefathers haven't thought of already. All right, let's get it right. All right, now let's go back to 2 Kings chapter 2, because I want to stay up in there for a split second, all right? And then we're going to move it on. 2 Kings, I said chapter 2. Sorry about that, Salaki. Chapter 17 and verse 15. I think I stopped at 15. If not, you're going to hear these beautiful words again. All right. Go ahead. So verse 16. And they left all the commandments of the Lord their God, and made them molten images, even 2 calves. Remember that in the wilderness? All right. And made a grove, and worshipped all the host of heaven, and served Baal. Remember that name? A couple videos, you hear that name a lot in my videos. Okay? Because that's what we serve today. We just gave him a new name and called him Jesus. You know, that white, stringy, blonde-haired dude. That's Caesar Borgia, or, Baal. And they caused their sons and their daughters to pass through the fire, and used divination and enchantments, and sold themselves to do evil in the sight of Yahweh, to provoke him to anger. Once again, what's the name of the show? We asked for this smoke, y'all. Okay? There's a lot of people that just don't understand why God do this, why God do that. God gave us everything, and all we said was thanks for nothing. Okay? We very hard-headed and stiff-necked people, folks. Okay? Reading on. Therefore the Lord was very angry with Israel, and removed them out of his sight. There was none left but the tribe of Judah only. Okay? Verse 19. Also Judah kept not the commandments of the Lord their God, but walked in the statutes of Israel which they made. Okay? Verse 20. And the Lord rejected all the seed of Israel. So once again, y'all know what I'm finna say. We asked for the smoke, and the Most High stopped dealing with us. Okay? He stopped dealing with us. And afflicted them, and delivered them into the hand of the spoilers. That's where we at now, folks. In the hands of our spoilers, our enemies, our oppressors, yada, yada, yada. Until he had cast them out of his sight. So, the Most High is not dealing with us. Okay? He always going to love us because he's our Father. But he's not dealing with us. That's where our King, Yahweh Shah, comes in at. All praises to our mighty King, y'all. You just don't know how lucky we are. Okay? That we have a mighty King to stand as our lawyer, as our representative, as our mediator. Okay? It was up to the Father. We'd be gone a long time ago. It'd be another Noah flood through this thing. All right? Please believe it. All right, so let's go to Daniel chapter 9, verse 11. All right? And let's see some more of this smoke we asked for, y'all. Let's see this smoke we asked for. Daniel chapter 9, verse 11. And we're going to read this down to 13. All right, here we go. Yea, all Israel have transgressed thy law, even by departing, that they might not obey thy voice. Therefore the curse is poured upon us, and the oath that is written in the law of Moses, the servant of Yahweh, because we have sinned against him. Okay? We sinned against our Abba, y'all, our Father. Okay? So always remember that. When you think at times it's done got too rough or too hard, and before you can even fix your mouth to say, Lord, why? Just go back and read these scriptures, Israel. Okay? They won't fail. And they do not miss. Alright? Reading on. Verse 12. And he hath confirmed his words, which he spake against us, and against our judges that judged us, by bringing upon us a great evil. Okay? For under the whole heaven have not been done as have been done upon Jerusalem. As it is written in the law of Moses, all this evil is come upon us, yet made we not our prayer before the Lord our God, that we might turn from our iniquities and understand thy truth. Okay? So, we lost a lot of things, y'all. For one, what things did we lose? We lost rulership. We lost the land. We lost wealth, power. It's a lot of things. So, go to Nehemiah chapter 9, verse 30. Chapter 9, verse 36. We're going to find out some things that we lost, Israel. Nehemiah chapter 9, verse 30, what I say, 36? Yeah, we're going to read that to about 37. All right. Behold, we are servants this day, and for the land that thou gavest unto our fathers to eat the fruit thereof, and the good thereof, behold, we are servants in it. That's bad, yo. That is bad. We are servants. This world was for you, and we messed that up. Why? Because we asked for this smoke, y'all. And the Father is the king of bringing that smoke. All right? But it's to get us right. Every time, everything the Father does is for the rebuilding of his children. Every kingdom he built up and he broke that thing down was for us to see the might of our Father again and to put the fear back in our hearts to keep these commandments. That's a serious thing with the Father. All right? Verse 37. And it yieldeth much increase unto the kings whom thou hast set over us because of our sins. All right? So they got all the fatness of the earth now. Okay? Also, they have dominion over our bodies and over our cattle at their pleasure. And we are in great distress. All right? We are in great distress, man. These captivities, man, should be getting to y'all by now. Okay? They enjoy the best of everything. I've been having this theory since I was even in the world. And I used to get tired of going to visit vacation places. Because you know what I look at? That there's houses around them areas that you go to vacation. Where you vacate to see beautiful things at, mostly Esau lives there. I'm tired of visiting vacation places. I want to live there. I want to have the fatness of the earth. And guess what? The Most High says you can have it if you follow him. All right? He said you can have those things if you get in obedience and follow him, which is these laws, statutes, and commandments, Israel. Okay? Now let's precept that on the part of the, us losing the land. Now let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 63. All right? Deuteronomy 28 and 63. And see the evils that he put over us. All right, so this is what we're precepting out of the last one, is the evils that he's going to put over us. Let's see who he put over us. All right. And it shall come to pass that as the Lord rejoiced over you to do you good and to multiply you, so the Lord will rejoice over you to destroy you and to bring you to naught. And ye shall be plucked from off the land whither thou goest to possess it. You see that? We lost the land where we went to possess it, y'all. All right? So let's go to Lamentations chapter 5, verse 4. You know what I'm saying? And see the things, some more things that we've lost because we wanted this smoke from the Father. All right? I'm going to say that a lot, so you might want to get used to it because we asked for this. All right? And if you're tired of it, you will be keeping the commandments, y'all. Okay? So it's not to scoff anybody or anything, but it's for you to wake up. All right, wake up, Jacob, so we can get up out of here. All right, so let's leave this. We have drunken our water for money. Stop. When you get thirsty, where do you have to go? You have to go and buy water, and you don't know where that water comes from. Let's be serious, Israel. We don't know where the water, we just trust that it's all good. They can be dipping the stuff in the tub somewhere. We don't know it, but guess what? We are in subjection to these people. So therefore we have to live it. Because why? Because we love to go and serve them. We love following their guides. And you still got people right today love still doing that. Still doing Christmas. Just did 4th of July when knowing your Negro self was in slavery in 1776. But God said there's nothing under the sun. We've been hard-headed since the beginning. Since the beginning. When are we going to learn? I'm going to tell you this. Thus saith the Lord. You don't learn around this last go-round? Hey, it's a done one for you, son. It's a done one for you, okay? Ain't no more, ain't no part 3, part 4. This is part 7 of our captivity, y'all. We in part 7. And that's his lucky number. That's his number. Ain't gonna be no part 8, 9, and 10. This thing is over after this. Here comes our mighty king to set up rulership here. All praises for that thing. All right, so let's go to Deuteronomy 28 again. Let's precept this in 48. Matter of fact, let me reread it again so we can get the full detail of it. All right. As a matter of fact, I want to read. I'm away. We have drunken our water for money. Our wood is sold unto us. Now, let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 28 and 48. Let's go back here again, y'all. Because a lot of this stuff is right here, which is the curses for us. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which Yahweh shall send against thee, in hunger and in thirst. There go the water, y'all. And in nakedness, and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck, until he have destroyed thee. All right, now, most people already know, we watch many slave movies where they talk about putting foot to our rear ends, all right? And what do we always have getting off them boats? We had chains around our neck, right? Okay. Why don't we still have chains around our neck now? It's because we are now a good little Negro. We are trained, okay? You ever seen that scene on Roots when he was beating Kunta Kinte? He was saying, "What's your name, boy? What's your name, boy?" And he would not stop until he said his name was Toby. Spiritually, that's literally what happened to us. Just like a dog. If I train my dog to never leave out this yard and keep a chain around his neck to yank him every time he go towards the yard, eventually I could take that chain off. And he's just going to stay in my yard. I know I've trained many of dogs. This is how the Most High said that our oppressors trained us. Because you got to remember, back then, when a lot of our forefathers and foremothers would escape, they was trying to get a boat. They was trying to get back out of here. They was trying to go back to the Holy Land. Now, guess where we escape to? Because we're trained. We go to work, we go home, we pay our bills. We go to work, come back, come home, pay our bills. Go take a little vacation, good job, nigga. You can go and enjoy and see the things that we live in, that we took from your forefathers. And then you go back home and go to work, pay bills. And you give paper money with your slave masters on it to your oppressors and give them back their forefathers money. See the crazy system that we in? It's crazy, y'all. It is crazy. All right, now we finna do some jumping around. We're going back and forth this thing. Now go back to Lamentations 5, chapter 5 and verse 5. We finna go precept crazy, y'all. All right? Because the Lord has put it upon me to put these things out just like other brothers and sisters have. All right? And sisters, like far as I mean, like teaching other sisters of what to do as far as supporting their man, or if they're in that walk alone. All right? All right, so let's get back to it. Our necks are under persecution. We labor and have no rest. Let's stop. Now, we're going to precept this one in the same chapter. Go over to verse 4 and 18. Chapter 4, verse 18. Salaki. Chapter 4, verse 18. One chapter back. And we're going to precept what this is talking about. Here it is. Verse 18. They hunt our steps, that we cannot go in our streets. Our end is near. Our days are fulfilled, for our end is come. They hunt our steps. Okay, now I'm going to break that down for you, because a lot of people want to know what that means. They're not out here now with rifles, hunting us like, Elmer Fudd or something like that. They hunt our steps, meaning when we're riding down the streets, when you was in the hood or whatever. And today, you ain't got to be in the hood. You can be a regular stand-up citizen. When you ride down the street, who do you see in the distance, parked in the corner somewhere, clocking you? They clock you. They get behind you. Yeah, we got one. Whoop, whoop. And they throw on the sirens and all of that. That's them hunting your steps, that you cannot go in our streets. This Bible don't miss, y'all. This Bible is the true book. You can't tell me that a regular Joe thousands of years back was talking about polices of these times and slave catchers. Because when you look all the way deep into the history, polices, when you go further back, they were called the slave catchers. They just changed the name now so you can feel a little bit more comfortable. All right, you can go a little bit more back to sleep. All the things they design and repackage is for our sleeping pleasures. You wouldn't get on the phone and call, hey, slave catcher, I need help. No, you wouldn't call them. But you would call a police that got that fake tag on the side to protect and serve. You know what I'm saying? They protect and serve their own. All right? And that's not telling you to don't call the police. If some stuff happening still, the Most High says because of the curse on us, we have to abide by the laws of the land. So, something's happening, still call the proper authorities, okay? It's not telling you to take it into your own hand. But don't forget, you can defend yourself. If someone is trying to break in your house, anything while you're there, Christ says, sell your cloak and buy a sword, okay? So you have the right to defend yourself. But when it comes to police and authorities, don't do it, all right? The Most High put them there for our correction, okay? All right, so moving on. Let's go to Zechariah chapter 11, verse 5. We're going to precept this. Zechariah chapter 11, verse 5, to find out more about our oppressors and who they are. Okay? All right. Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. Let's stop right there. Already. I bring this up a lot. And matter of fact, it's going on, and I'm pretty sure they only going to get slaps on the hand. Who neck got kneeled on for 8 minutes and 46 seconds in front of the world, and there was nothing we could do. Now that man was considered guilty, but come on, y'all, that was a minor slap on the hand. What was it, 10 years? People don't know how the system works. They go into the old thing. When it comes to laws, 10 years, he'll mess around and do what, 4 or 5, and the rest on paper. Then they might give him a nice, cushy, comfortable desk job where they won't even report it no more. They know you'll go back to sleep by then because we have a low attention span. We don't pay attention. As long as we see something that seems like a little justice was served, then we're going back to sleep and on to the next subject. All right. Our possessors slay us, y'all. All right, so let's read on. Matter of fact, let's go to Zechariah. Let's go back. Nah, I got one better. We're gonna jump around, y'all. Let's go to Lamentations chapter. Let's go back to Lamentations because I want to finish that one out. I don't want to get too happy and go far past. All right. Let's go back to Lamentations chapter 5, and we're gonna continue off. All right. Don't let me lose my place, Israel. All right, I know I'm forgetful now. All right, maybe because of all the trauma in life. All right. Verse 6. We have given the hand to the Egyptians and to the Assyrians to be satisfied with bread. Our fathers have sinned and are not. That means they are dead. Okay? And we have borne their iniquities. Now, that's what we did. We took on the sins of our forefathers. Okay? Remember the one in one of my other episodes was when it said, crucify him and let the blood be upon our children. That's what has trickled down to us. All right? That came to us. Matter of fact, I'm finna precept it because now I brought it up. Now I got to prove it. All right? Got to prove all things. Let's go to Matthew chapter 27, verse 25. All right? Let's get it. He said, prove all things. You know, bring it up. You know, most likely. For the untrained eye, you have to prove that thing. All right? So let's prove it. Because we're not going to do like the pastors. Pastors do a lot of good talking. All right? And it sounds eloquent and good, so we think, oh, that's good. And it's true because he got on a clean suit and stuff like that. All right? So let's get it. Then answered all the people and said, his blood be upon us and on our children. Now, in fact, let's go up one. Let's go up one. I want to read it from 24. When Pilate saw that he could prevail nothing, but that rather a tumult was made. So they was grouping up outside. All right. He took water and washed his hands before the multitude, saying, I am innocent of the blood of this just person. See ye to it. That's why he was like, y'all do what y'all gonna do with it. Because, you know, when you read further up in the chapter, his wife had a vision about Christ and said, don't touch this man. I've had dreams about him. All right? You know, when you go back, I advise you to go back and read it for yourself. It's an interesting and beautiful and treacherous thing that was done. It was beautiful because he died for our sins. It was treacherous because we slaved and we approved of our Messiah being slaved, y'all. But guess what? He said it was prophesied that it had to be done. So our praises, our King came and did that like a mighty man that he is. All right. So we're gonna read on down. Then answered all the people and said, his blood be upon us and on our children. All right. And I'm gonna just read it in verse 26 because this was what we accepted. We rather let a criminal get released. Verse 26. Then released he Barabbas unto them, and when he had scourged Yahushua, he delivered him to be crucified. All right. So that lets you know the times that we're going to be entering back in. There's people that more side with drug dealers and pimps than somebody holding the Bible down. I mean, for instance, look how our families are. Okay? If you in this truth and you really taking that walk, you have family right now that can't stand you. And all you did was hold this. And then you did this with your eyes. And you started reading for yourself. People hate you because you started reading the words of this book. You started reading this thing. They hate you. They hate you because you didn't go in church and do like this. Then watch the pastor do it for you. No. God gave you a mind of your own to go and read this thing for yourself, people. To crack open this knowledge. Okay? So, I digress. Alright, let's get back to it. Y'all gotta forgive me because I'm passionate for this. Matter of fact, you watching it, y'all passionate for this thing too. So let's get it on. Let's get back to Lamentations chapter 5, verse 8. Alright, we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna do a lot of back and forthing. Okay? Chapter 5. But we getting through it. All praise to the Most High. Verse 8. Servants have ruled over us. There is none that doth deliver us out of their hand. Let's stop. Let's stop, y'all. Matter of fact, let's read a little bit more. We got our bread with the peril of our lives. because of the sword of the wilderness. All right, and let's read some more. Our skin was black like an oven because of the terrible famine. So back then, that's more according to them times, the famine, their skin was getting dark. Let you know that they were dark people. They ravaged the women in Zion and the maids in the cities of Judah. All right, so I just wanted to read that so you can get more in-depth detail of what he's talking about. All right, now let's go to Ecclesiastes 10 and 7. All right, let's go to Ecclesiastes. What I say? 10 and 7. All right, and find out some more of this smoke we asked. All right, and it's going to precept it. I have seen servants upon horses and princes walking as servants upon the earth. I want to stop because, believe it or not, that actually goes over so many people's head. I have seen servants upon horses. Let's do something different. Let's do something different. We're gonna show you an image. I want to show you an image and see does this rings a bell. Israel. Okay? Let's just do a little searching and see, because a lot of people won't know what you're talking about. So I'm gonna show you this first image. And then, so, you see that? Hold on. Let me make sure. See that? Them are servants upon horses. You see that? Alright. So let's see. So now we got to find out the other part. Let's find out the other part of what he was talking about. And then you'll get a clearer view of what he's talking about. This is perfect right here. You have seen servants upon horses walking the princes. Who is that man right there, y'all? You see those images? The ones on the horses are the servants. Believe it or not. Today's time, you call them polices. You all right? This book don't miss, y'all. This book don't miss. Going back to it. Let's read it again. Now you have a better understanding. I have seen servants upon horses and princes walking as servants upon the earth. Because we the ones used to get carried around. We was the princes. And still is. We just under punishment, a curse. Because we asked for this smoke, Israel. That's deep, y'all. That's deep. That's the Lord, though. It gets no deeper than him. All right? You want to know true bars? Holla at your Lord. I'm telling you. Straight up. All right, so let's go to Deuteronomy 28 and 15. So we can find out more about how we lost the land. All right? Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15. So we can see the warning of the smoke we asked for. All right? Now, but it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Now, let's go to Proverbs chapter 16 and verse 4. All right? Let's go to Proverbs. Told you we're going to do a lot of jumping around, y'all, today. We going to get it. I miss y'all. All right? And I hope y'all miss me too. And if you won't, all praise. Prophecy is being fulfilled. All right. Let's get it. The Lord hath made all things for himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil. Now, I wanted to go to here for the, the smart, dumb brother, all right, the intelligent stupid, who love to say, I'm my own person. I don't believe in God. Well, guess what? You don't have to believe in God. He believes in you. And he believes in the things he's going to do to you. All right? And we wonder why he do all of these things. And, you know, we act like we can't put together. Why would he do this? And why would a little baby die? Why would he kill a baby? All this stuff going on in Ukraine. Why don't you just hush and keep his commandments? Huh? Why don't you try that one? Because when it come down to it, Proverbs 16, matter of fact, let's go to 3. Proverbs chapter 16, verse 3. Commit thy works unto the Lord, and thy thoughts shall be established. You don't even think for yourself. The Lord give you that thought. If you don't believe in God, he probably put that thought on you to be the 2/3. And you might want to worry about that. All right. Verse 4. The Lord hath made all things for himself. Yea, even the wicked for the day of evil. Now, let's play on that day of evil in the all souls being for itself. Let's go to Ezekiel chapter 18, verse 4. We're going to go precept crazy today, Israel. What did I say? Ezekiel chapter 18, verse 4. All right. Behold, all souls are mine. As the soul of the Father, so also the soul of the Son is mine. The soul that sinneth, it shall die. All right? Is that clear? Is it clear to you? Open your eyes. You know, the Most High not playing with y'all. He's not playing with none of us. These souls is his. Your soul, my soul, everything on this thing is him. He built this. Let's just say it's a board game. All right? You built a board game. Do you want the pieces telling you what to do with him? You'd probably knock the pieces off the dang table. If I built a board game for myself called, let's say, the game of life, all right, pun intended, and the pieces turn around and say there is no creator and there's no guy that made the game of life and we just came on this board game by ourselves. When you say it out loud, it sounds quite retarded. Alright, that sounds crazy, man. But they be thinking they killing it. They think they own or something. And this is another thing. People say they don't believe in the book because it's written by a white man, then turn their Negro self around and celebrate all the white man's holidays. We are stricken with madness, Israel. I'm trying to tell you. We will not believe nothing in this book that our black God wrote. But to turn around and celebrate wearing red, white, and blue for the 4th of July. You can't make this stuff up, man. We are stricken with madness. All right, let's go back to Lamentations chapter 5, verse 9. All right, and we almost through this thing. See, it wasn't so bad, was it? Matter of fact, it was quite fun for me. I hope it was for you too. I enjoy this. I enjoy the Lord waking me up, y'all. I enjoy these commandments he gave to me. I enjoy it. I hope y'all do too. Alright. So let's go. Verse 9. We got our bread with the peril of our life because of the sword of the wilderness. Alright. And we're going to read it down to 11 because that's where I stopped at. So I just wanted to get back to it. Our skin was black like an oven because of the terrible famine. They ravaged the women in Zion, and the maids in the cities of Judah. You see what they did to the women? Now let's go back and precept that. Let's go back to Deuteronomy 28, verse 30. All right. Let's go back to Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 30. Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. Thou shalt build an house, and thou shalt not dwell therein. Thou shalt plant a vineyard, and thou shalt not gather the grapes thereof. But the ravished our women is the part I wanted to get to. Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. Okay? So now, let's go back to Lamentations chapter 5, verse 12. Chapter 5, verse 12. All right. Princes are hanged up by their hand. The faces of elders were not honored. Y'all know what we finna do, right? Go back to Deuteronomy, because we got a precept. It's precept crazy through this chapter, y'all. Once the Most High open you up, pour in all of that, y'all. He pours in all of that. All right, so let's go back. I'm going to read this again, and then we're going to go back. Princes are hanged up by their hand. The faces of elders were not honored. All right, let's go back to Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 49. And find out what he's talking about. Because it's going to precept itself. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth. Let's stop. What is the national bird that America represents? The American eagle, right? Take out your dollar, turn it around. You also see that bird. These are code words that the Most High used to put in this book so we would know how to recognize our enemies. These are the bird that they're going to represent and like. Okay? Now, reading on. A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. A nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young. That's what precepts right there. They won't have honor for the elders nor the young. They're not going to care about your kids, your grandpappy. If he still got arms and legs and he can move, get out there on that field, get your tail to work. I've seen people that went into retirement and found out they missed their retirement by 5 years and had to go back and finish working an additional 5 years of working 30, 40 years on the job to go back. No, nigga, you owe us more time. Get back out there and get to work. This is sad, y'all. Alright, so we only got a few more to go, okay? So now, we're going to do something a little different because I hear a lot of questions asked in Israel. So how can we, stop the Lord's wrath? What can we do? Alright? And them be good questions. That's a humble question right there. You don't get that from many people. Many people usually will shoo you away, okay? Because they too prideful. But you get some humble ones in there that ask humble questions. Let's go to Matthew chapter 19 and verse 16 and find out what can we do to get out of this position that we're in. All right, and we're going to read it down to 17. We're going to keep this one short. And behold, one came and said unto him, Good master, what good thing shall I do that I may have eternal life? And he said unto him, red letter, so this is Yahushua. Why callest thou me good? There is none good but one, that is, Yahweh. But if thou wilt enter into life, keep the commandments. Let's find another one. But that one is plain. Keep the commandments. That's all the Father been asking from us since the beginning of time. Okay, so let's go to your Apocrypha. Let's go to Ecclesiasticus chapter 5, verse 7. Book of Sirach, chapter 5, verse 7. Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, and put not off from day to day. For suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance. The Most High is saying, don't put off from day to day. All right, I've seen a lot of people do this. I have a friend that's dead and gone now. He died a couple months back ago. All right, he died a couple months back. I had made him friend shirts, and I used to tell him, man, put that shirt on, man. Wear that. Keep the commandments. He had got really sick. All right, because he took that poke. All right. And he came to me and he was like, man, I should have listened. I should have never did. I said, listen, the Lord can, regenerate who he will. All right. He can bring back who he wants. And I started telling him, okay, listen, follow this and keep the commandments. The Lord will combat your situation. All right. And I started giving him like vitamins and sea moss and stuff. And next thing you know, like a month down the line, he called me. He was like, man, I've been feeling good. I've been getting up every morning, because he wasn't doing this after he got that poke. All right, he got the poke, and he came to my house almost in tears. And he was just like, man, look, I was on my way over here, and I was passed out. And I found myself riding. When I came to, I was riding down the curve, down the sidewalk. And so he got back better. And what do our people do when we get back better? We forget who brought us back. The Lord is not playing, y'all. That man is gone now. All right? He got better, and then guess what he did? He went into drinking, which he had quit that for years. He went back into drinking, and he was hanging with the wrong people. And I literally went to him the day before Passover came in, and I sat with him and told him, listen, man, the Lord is not playing in these days. He will get rid of you. And I told him, I said, look, this ain't you. He was drinking then. And I said, this is not you, brother. I said, look, you got to come to the Lord and repent, man. And he said, I know, man, this ain't me. And I went and I did my Passover, all right? And 8, maybe 10 hours later, that man was dead. All right, so the Lord is not slack. He's not slack when it comes to, if you're not doing what he asks of you, and that goes for anybody. That goes for me, that goes for anybody. And that's the fear that you got to have in you for the Lord, and to keep his commandments and to do what he requires of you. Because if you don't, who knows how he will put you back to sleep. He might put you in that deep sleep where you in the ground now. Or he might put you back to sleep and now you is crazy, psycho, whatever, went mad. All right? So let's move on. I digress. All right, I got one more and then we can wrap it up, y'all. All right? Okay, so another question that is asked is, how can we learn, the Bible and gain wisdom? A lot of people be asking that, how did I learn so fast? And I'm like, man, listen, I just kept the commandments. The Lord did the rest. All right. So let's go to Jeremiah chapter 16, verse 14. And let's find out. All right. The Lord got all the answers in this big, beautiful book. All right. Let's go to Jeremiah chapter 16, verse 14. And we're going to read it down to about 17. All right. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith Yahweh, that it shall no more be said, the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. All right. Wait a minute. I want to stop. I'm going to go back to that one. I want to finish that one, y'all. I want to finish that one. I went too far. What did I take us to? I went to Sirach. All right. Chapter 1, verse 26. Let's go there first. Y'all. All right. There we go. If thou desire wisdom, keep the commandments, and the Lord shall give her unto thee. You see that? He'll give wisdom unto you. The rest, the Lord did. I did nothing of my own. All I did was kept the commandments, for you know it. I could float through this book, y'all. All right? You activate something in you when you keep these commandments. But the Lord ain't just giving it to any average Joe. He will if you start keeping the commandments. All right? Reading on. For the fear of the Lord is wisdom and instruction, and faith and meekness are his delight. You see that? It's that plain and simple. All right? Keep the commandments. The Lord will do the rest on his own. He know how to jump in that car and drive. Same way he do with this. I wouldn't have known nothing to tell y'all today. All I'm doing is reading this word that he gave me to give. All right, so now what I want to close out on. All right, what are we going to be doing in the kingdom? That's where I wanted to get to. See, and I went there a little early. All right. So go back to Jeremiah chapter 16, verse 14. Now we can get back there. And we're going to close out with this one. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith Yahweh, that it shall no more be said, the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. Like we do today. We always we talk about Deuteronomy a lot because that's when he freed us, by way of Moses. Okay? Now watch what's going to happen in the kingdom. But the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north, and from all the lands whither he had driven them. And I will bring them again into their land that I gave unto their fathers. He said we won't even be talking about the Exodus no more. He said we're going to be talking about when we got pulled up out of this thing. Because this is going to be worth talking about. All right? To see all of that stuff, and Yahushua, parting the sky, and chariots everywhere, and picking up people and taking us back to the land, and that's going to be something to talk about, y'all. He said we're not going to even be talking about Exodus no more. We're going to be talking about this new Exodus thing. All right? Which is Moses is back on the earth with us again. All right? Regenerated. And somebody on this earth is Moses. All right? And so we're going to be talking about that right along with our big brother Moses. All right? All right, so we're going to read on to 17. We're going to go on down and we're going to close it out. All right? Behold, I will send for many fishers, saith Yahweh, and they shall fish them. That's what we're doing right now. We're fishers. All right, trying to bring people in back to this wedding. All right, Yahweh shall come back. That's going to be the wedding. All right, and after will I send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill and out of the holes of the rocks. It's going to be a good time, y'all. We're going to be hunting them. Because right now what we're doing is fishing. But he said when we come back, we're not trying to fish no more. We're hunting. All right? And we're hunting heathen. All right? Verse 17, and this one is it. For my eyes are upon all their ways. They are not hid from my face. Neither is their iniquity hid from mine eyes. All right. Y'all heard it. We asked for this smoke, Israel. Okay? We asked for this smoke. All right? And we've been doing this for many years, y'all. We've been doing this for many, many years. And now, you should be tired of it. All right? Gird up your loins. Get ready. Keep the commandments. Live. All right? So I love y'all. Enjoy your Sabbath. Happy Sabbath. Shalom.